appreciate it. We're going to be talking about the astrology forecast for the week of May 11th to May 17th. Yeah, let's kind of get the ball rolling. There's some interesting transits coming up. Now, what we've got going down on Tuesday, May 12th, we have Mercury Sextile Jupiter. On Thursday, May 14th, the Sun is conjunct Mercury, which is a Mercury Cazimi. And then Saturday, May 16th, that's kind of a bigger day. We've got Mars conjunct Chiron and a new moon in Taurus. And then Sunday, May 17th, Mercury enters Gemini, Venus makes a sextile to Chiron, and Mercury is conjunct Uranus. So there's some shifts, some things that are going on, and I'm excited to talk about it. For the new moon in Taurus, I will have a full video breakdown on that on my YouTube channel. It's coming to YouTube near you eventually, someday. Let's go ahead and swap my screen so you guys can see what we're looking at here. There we go. Okay. Thanks for the follows, guys. Thank you guys for liking and sharing the live. It's genuinely the best way you guys can support me as a creator. Okay, so we're looking at May 12th, and today, this specific day, we have a sextile happening from Mercury 20 degrees to Jupiter at 20 degrees. Boom. I'm like, I gotta drop into the zone. I've been on like ant duty all day, and I'm seeing some other things happening here in the chart. Interesting. Sorry, I'm seeing a Yod happening here on this day too, with Lilith. Interesting astrology. Sorry, I'm just having a little moment. Oh my Yod. So we got a little Yod happening, a little Yod action happening. Yods are very interesting astrology configurations. Because these are 150-degree angles. They're kind of weird. And so it happens when planets are sextiling themselves. So sextile is 60 degrees, and then we have this 150, and it creates this strange, like, is that what, a freaking isosceles triangle? I don't know. Now I don't know why I'm getting into math, but there are these weird energetic points that really push us into this, like, changes the mode. Like, this changes the texture so much on this day, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to kind of break this down into pieces, because we first have this sextile happening between Mercury and Jupiter. So Mercury is our planet of communication. Actually, today specifically, when I'm live, aka May 10th, we have a sextile from the Sun and Jupiter happening. So we're already feeling this, like, really beautiful energy. I think this is such a beautiful sextile. Now adding Mercury to the mix. Mercury is our planet of communication. This is how we our words are flowing. It's how things are reaching out to other people. And Jupiter is in Cancer, which is this deeply emotional terrain. Jupiter being in Cancer lately has just been so interesting to watch, because it has us deeply tied to the lunar cycles. And sextiles are just positive energy flows. And so what we've got is like an expansion of communication happening here with this sextile, where it's like feeling safe to talk about tender subjects, feeling safety in emotional expansion in maybe subjects that would have been more tender, but now adding this Yod in. Also, thank you for the follow, Todd. I appreciate it. Adding this Yod in here is very interesting, because that makes our, like, release valve, that's kind of what I'm looking at, as Lilith in Sagittarius. And a couple things I want to name here, because for those of you who know me over here on TikTok, eighth house Mercury, I find a lot of interesting patterns in things that I do. So while I was setting up for this live stream, a little background context, I had previously done a reading yesterday for a client who asked for specific asteroids to be spoken about within her natal chart. So I had the asteroids selected. So when I was setting up for this live stream just like 20 minutes ago, I was removing those asteroids from my list, and I almost removed Lilith. So I find it really interesting that I've kept a Lilith in, and now I'm noticing this Yod. Normally I wouldn't talk about a Yod, but there feels like this very interesting, like, so let's talk about Lilith for a second. I hardly talk about her, but she's coming in hot right now. So if you know the actual like mythology around Lilith, when we go back to the, you know, the Garden of Eden, Lilith was Adam's first wife when we actually look at the archetypal aspect of Lilith, and she didn't conform. She wasn't docile, she wasn't meek, she didn't want to be subject to man, right? And so when we look at Lilith within astrology, when we look at this asteroid, we're seeing this dark feminine rebellion, right? This is sort of the feminine of like not wanting to conform to specific more traditional roles. And so this being a part of the Yod, it's almost a bit more taboo to these conversations that I feel may be coming up on May 12th, this Tuesday, or the things that are coming up in your psyche or your body, guys, your body. And I'm bringing in your body because with Mercury and Taurus right now, we're really being invited to notice our visceral physical responses to communication. And interesting how I brought this up at the beginning of this live stream where I was connecting with my niece today, and I chose not to say any words to her. Her Mercury is in Gemini, for context, so she likes to talk a lot. And I decided I'm just not going to say anything and see if she can just pick up on the nuances of communication. And this feels important to note with Mercury and Taurus right now, where it really is this like physical, like, how am I feeling in my body? How's my body responding to this food, to this coffee? Like, I made a second coffee for this live stream. I had a couple sips and I can already tell I'm feeling the caffeine. So I'm like, I'm not going to touch that for the rest of the live stream. I'm going to put her off to the side. So to deepen into this Yod aspect, it's this sort of like, Yods are very interesting things when it comes to astrology, and they represent the finger of God. That's what people or astrologers will say it is. And it's sort of this like, you have no choice but to go into this energy. So we're going to feel this interesting moment because Mercury is moving fast right here. So it's going to be like a split moment. Hi, Tasha. Where we're really like touching into this, like, actually, I crave freedom. Actually, I want to move forward. Actually, it's time for me to do what I desire to do. And that's what Lilith is about. Lilith in Sagittarius is really this like choice of freedom, of what does it mean to be free? What does it mean to feel freedom within myself? What does it feel like to, because this is almost this illusion. And now I'm seeing the Devil tarot card in my mind's eye of like, you could remove the chains, right? The Devil tarot card has these two individuals, actually, ironically, Adam and Eve chained up. And it's like the chains are loose enough that you could literally like remove them. And that's what I'm feeling with Lilith here is like, it's an agreement. And hi, Fox, I see your question asking if you can get a reading. I don't do live astrology readings. All my one-on-one readings are private because when I dive into somebody's natal chart, I go deep. And that's not something that I would feel comfortable revealing to a general public live audience. So if you are looking to get a reading from me, all of my info is on my website, astrania.me. So you can dive in there. Now, I'm like, what? I feel a little bit of frustration trying to explain this Yod, and I'm naming that because that feels like the energy where it's like, but how do I free myself? And it's having these, right? It is the sextile of Jupiter and Mercury here of like actually talking about, actually naming things into the emotional terrain. Actually, oh, I heard like in my ear, my brain channeling it's important for you to like verbally confirm your emotional experiences for your body to release them. So you're not holding weight anymore. Okay. And welcome you guys. For those of you who are just popping in live to the astrology right now, I'm Izzy. I go live every Sunday talking about the astro forecast for the week ahead. If you can't stay the whole time, it's totally fine. I re-upload this to YouTube. And additionally, if you are somebody who enjoys reading this information, I take my time after this live and I write out my newsletter called Letters from the 8th House. It's totally free. I send you an email on Monday mornings through that avenue. So if you sign up through the link in my bio, you can get that to your inbox. This Yod is so interesting. It definitely caught me off guard, and I feel like this is going to be a moment this Tuesday that's going to kind of catch you. It feels like it's so interesting just to kind of explain to you guys like what happens in me in these moments, because I've studied astrology for the past 12 years. And so this is information I deeply know, but my gift of like intuiting and channeling things and astrology, it's like the handshake emoji. It's like they just go hand in hand now. And so I'm just seeing a lot of things in my mind's eye right now of just like just genuinely being caught off guard by this energy in a pleasant way where it's like, oh, this thing isn't actually like old vices, old things are not controlling you anymore. It's like, oh, I'm actually free. I can actually choose freedom. Hello, welcome. Like Tuesday is going to be this moment of like, wait, I'm not trapped. Wait, I can actually like move forward. I can choose to. And it's interesting because it's kind of the illusion of choice, but it's also, this is just the pathway forward. This is just a part of the journey, right? And Lilith is this misunderstood energy. And so it's like, as you embrace the sort of parts of you that feel not worthy of freedom, or this idea of freedom. Oh, so we're not doing live readings. So I'm going to refund you that, sweet love. If you did the TikTok live reading, we're doing astrology right now, love, but I will happily refund you that after this. So I will get that back to you. Don't you worry. Yeah, I do live card readings here and there, but like it says here on the screen, we're talking about the astrology forecast for the week ahead. So that's all we're focused on. If you want, for anybody who's interested in actual like oracle readings, those are a whole separate thing on my website. New here, not very knowledgeable on astrology. No worries, Devin. So something that's really cool, and it was so sweet. My friend Colleen actually messaged this to me because she's been attending my lives for the last year, basically. I've been almost live every Sunday for the last year. And there's something about like joining each Sunday, and you're going to start gaining this knowledge for yourself. So what we're looking at here is a snapshot of the sky on Tuesday the 12th, and you can see the information down here at the bottom. Let me do this so you can see down here at the bottom. This is what I'm talking about here. We're looking at May 12th. Okay, now I feel like there's more information I want to talk to about this Yod, because it feels very I'm like, how do I explain this? Sorry, so much is happening in my mind. I deeply love your guys' patience with me as like the information comes to me in my mind. I really am thinking of like the Garden of Eden, and I'm thinking of like the forbidden fruit. And it's almost like this Yod that's happening here is you actually accepting that it's like, I'm the creator of my reality, you know, Mercury about the mind, thoughts, like you actually mentally creating your reality. Jupiter's expanding this emotional terrain. It's like you have unlocked things within yourself, and it's like, oh, things are not what they used to be. And the knowledge of the fruit, right? Thinking of like the origin story of whatever humanity, if we want to really call it that. There is something really profound about like feeling centered in what you've accumulated so far. That's what I'm feeling with this. And it's like, oh, I could just choose to be free, because freedom is a mental construct. Okay, let's go ahead and jump forward to the 14th. And thank you everybody for liking the live and sharing the live. It gets the content out to other people who might enjoy it. And my friends on Twitch, I see you. Montana, you said Lilith is conjunct your Pluto. That's some beautiful illumination of, you know, shame around your Pluto, if that's coming up for you too. Reclamation. Okay. Yeah, and see, literally, yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Mercury's already jumped. Like this, what's happening on the 12th, on that Tuesday, it's so quick. It's going to be like a very quick like insight, because Mercury is flying. Okay, so we're looking at here on the, you guys are sticking around. Hold up and let me, where's, oh, jump back here for a second. Hold on, guys. Hi. Let me get Epic Pen back up. Yay. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, we're back. My power shorted out, and honestly, I'm kind of geeked, because I literally said, like, verbatim as that happened, I was talking about the Mercury Cazimi, and I was talking about that being the heart of the sun. Okay, crazy coincidences, crazy. Yeah, anyways, let me get you back here. We're gonna jump back here. Gotta get everything set up. There we go. Okay, pop out the chat. Pew. There we go. Hi guys, thanks for being patient. Yeah, that was wild. I was just like, of course. Very interesting. All right, everybody back in business. Double checking my mic. Okay, cool. Wow. And it was only like, it was like a momentary shortage. So, but everything kind of, happened. So I'm not at this point, it just is what it is. So we were about to talk about the 14th, which is this Mercury Cazimi. So coming back into the Cazimi energy, a Mercury Cazimi, or anything within the word Cazimi, just means the heart of the sun, which means something conjunct, which means at the same degree of the sun. So, Cazimis happen Mercury Cazimi specifically happen very often when Mercury is conjunct the sun. And so we're getting this a momentary taste of mental clarity. And I love that this is at the later degree of Taurus, because of the fact that we're getting a deeper mental glimpse and understanding of our soul, our body, our psyche when it comes to like the physical vessel. And as I feel like I am like your number one spokesperson for Taurus energy, because I am a Taurus sun, and Taurus energy reminds us, Taurus, the archetype, reminds us how important it is to be embodied, to be in our vessel, to be here now in this moment, in this body, because our bodies are one of the greatest gifts. And so Mercury meeting the sun on this day is really inviting us into more mental, cerebral connection with the body, of like understanding, oh, this is what my body's been asking of me. Oh, this is my, like, oh, this is what it feels like to be in this expression or this depth of communication. Because what it feels like is this sort of momentary alignment with the body, where you're like, oh, I haven't been present, or maybe I've been drifting a little bit. Maybe I've been too in my head. And so when Mercury meets the sun, there's this deeper invitation into like being in the body, being present, being in the moment. Yeah, and the Mercury being such a smaller planet, it's like this blast open with the sun, like this ego blast of like, right? Again, with this sort of edge of your thoughts create your reality. Mercury's really, it's interesting. I'm kind of getting a little bit of like a texture of Saturn here. And to explain what I mean by that is this sort of like you reap what you sow. And Mercury in Taurus is really this like, oh, like if I push something over, of course it's gonna fall. If I do X, I'm gonna get Y, right? It's kind of the energy of consequence, not in a bad way, but in like your actions have reactions, okay? Even just thinking about like gravity and our relationship with the earth, right? There is this sort of force that is holding us to the earth, and it's like if you throw something, it's gonna hit something. And that's what I feel. I hope this is landing. I hope this is making sense, you guys. Because I'm trying to take like conceptual things and put them into like words of understanding. But there really is this like moment of recognition that like when I engage in something, I will get this result. For example, and especially relating to the body. So I'm really thinking of like, if you work out, you're going to get stronger. If you eat past your physical capacity and your body telling you to stop, you're taking in more calories, which is going to have its own expression with your vessel. If you don't eat enough food, it's going to have a result, right? There's this sort of like energetic exchange at play of like the physicality of our world that is coming into our conscious awareness of like, oh yeah, if I like kick a rock, it's gonna freaking hurt, right? It really is giving the energy of a toddler, and that is Taurus. Taurus is the second sign, and so I've been watching it so close with my sweet little toddler niece of like, yes, if I dump dirt onto my shoe, I'm going to be upset because I have dirt in my shoe now, right? It's that like realization of like, I have a body, and when I engage with it and when I move it around, something happens. And I feel like even as adults, we have those moments of like, oh yeah, if I like, don't put gas in my car when it says it needs gas, of course I'm going to run out of gas. And so this Mercury Cazimi is this moment that you're like, oh yeah, like if I don't take care of my physical reality. And again, this is deeply unique for you based off of where this is landing within your natal chart. So looking around at 24 degrees of Taurus for you, like where is that for you? Where is that within your natal chart? And then adding this energy into that layer. Okay. All right. Lovely, lovely. Welcome, guys. Yeah, sorry about the little pause. We're back. Right? When something hits the power line, it shorts out and it just is results. That's awesome, Todd. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm like, what else about this Cazimi? I feel like it's going to give you a deeper understanding of like this. I heard like momentum, like, or lack of momentum, where it's like just taking a long time. Hey, thanks for the sub, Code Red. Appreciate it. Welcome to the live. All right, let's go ahead and jump to Saturday. Now, I'm really excited for Saturday, and for those of you who are in my inner circle, this is going to be the day that we're gathering for the new moon in Taurus. That's landing on this day, which I'm super excited for, and I'm really excited about this new moon. I'm going to dive a lot deeper into the energy of the new moon within my YouTube video that will be coming out soon on it, but of course I'm gonna still give you guys a little bit of yummy information on this. So on Saturday, May 16th, we have Mars and Chiron conjunct, and then we have a new moon in Taurus. Okay, cracking my back. I'm like, I know I wrote this down somewhere about this new moon because I love just like writing all the stuff that comes through with some of these things. Do we have any Taurus moons in the chat? Any Taurus moons? My mom is a Taurus moon. So is my friend. Oh, actually, yeah, what is people's moon signs? Moon sign check. Oh, SP, let's go. There we go. Cool. Cancer moon, Leo moon. How do you determine your moon sign? Oh, great question, Devin. So in order to understand where all your placements are, you would have to use a natal chart calculator, and you can find those through websites or apps. I personally use Time Passages on my phone, and or you could use astro.com, Astro Cafe, Astro Dentist, right? I would just look up like natal chart calculator. Okay, cool. Let's dive into this energy. So new moon in Taurus happening on May 16th, and I love this new moon because of the fact that it's really like this opportunity for us to deepen into our embodiment, right? We kind of got a glimpse of it with Mercury conjunct the sun, right? This sort of aha moment. It's kind of like a light bulb moment, those Cazimis. It's like, oh, clarity on the thing that I've been working on, or that has been in my realm of my mind and my space. Do you ever dive into the ocean and never want to go out? Yeah, it's the that's the Earth's womb. I would love to stay in the Earth's womb forever, but there's work to be done. We out here. You could just meditate and embody that energy. Now, this, I love this new moon. I feel like I've said that 5 times. So it's in the third decan of Taurus, which is ruled by Saturn and is ruled by the 7 of Pentacles, which really is this like hard work pays off kind of energy. Hard work pays off. Like that really is the like, I was looking at this the other day at a cafe and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this new moon because it's setting the tone. And new moons are always about like intention setting. It's that energy of like really digging deep and like planting an intention for the next lunar cycle. And so there is something about like perseverance and dedication to this Taurian energy. Now, what's really interesting that we're having happen on this day, Saturday, May 16th, is the fact that Mars is conjunct Chiron. This is going to be that tender edge that really, really comes up for us guys. Like genuinely, this is a tender moment because let's break down the archetypes of Mars and Chiron, and I'm gonna kind of these guys right here. So Mars is this male symbol. Chiron is this like key symbol. Mars is our will, our drive to get things done. And it's how we assert ourselves in the world. It's masculine energy. Mars is at home in the sign of Aries. So there is this like twofold energy. It's really potent right now of this sort of like, I've got to go, I've got to go, I've got to go, I've got to do it. I've got to get things done. It's like, it's funny. I'm thinking of like building a character type. This would be like a barbarian kind of archetype where it's like no brains, just brawn. Like just like gotta like put the energy out there, gotta fight, gotta do things, and like really push that out. And so, conjunct Chiron, guys. There's an insecurity that's coming up. Chiron has been in Aries since 2018, 2019, and Chiron's the wounded healer. And so we're really being invited to look at where we're using our will and our drive to assert ourselves as a blanket for our insecurity of our lack of action or lack of identity. And this is going to be very intense for this new moon because this new moon is ruled by Saturn in Aries, and Saturn in Aries has been really like saying, hey guys, by the way, slow and steady wins the race. Like there really is this energy of slowly building momentum, laying the foundation brick by brick, intentionally placing things. And this is so interesting. This just came to my mind. When I moved into my home presently, I don't know why, but like back then I really was like, I need to set this space. And I was so intentional of like painting it. And I had this moment of like, me doing this right now is creating the space and the foundation for future Izzy to like build this home and this container for her to do this work. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I'm right here right now with you guys. And now I'm like in that energy. And as I look back, I'm looking at past Izzy and I'm like, thank you for laying this foundation so I can be here with you guys. Thank you, Sour Mommy. I really appreciate that. It's taken a lot of time and a lot of dedication to get to this point where I can speak so eloquently to you guys. And people who know my past, they know. It takes work, it takes practice, it takes dedication, which genuinely leads into the energy of this new moon. It's like hard work, dedication, the reps, continuing to return to the thing that you desire, your craft, what you want to create. And I'm getting chills. That is worth slowing down and like looking at yourself in the mirror for that part of you that's like, I have to push. I have to like grind, that grind set mindset, right? With Mars and Chiron together here in Aries. This is genuinely like hustle culture, like toxic hustle culture energy. It's like, I've got to, because I'm so insecure of my lack of results, right? And it's so, I say this so like tenderly with you guys right here, because we live in a society, where that's what's rewarded, right? Those like quick dopamine hits, and we're bombarded with the dopamine hits with this app, with scrolling, with the content consumption. And so this new moon really is like a return to source and return to baseline, like energy of like, oh, right. If I want to reach this goal, this desire, I have to be patient with myself, like the energy of a toddler, right? Yeah, Sour Mommy, I have my Mercury in my 8th house. That is why my TikTok account is called Mercury, 8th house Mercury, because I tell real, raw, and honest truth, and sometimes it freaking hurts. And that's just what I do. It's a warning. Yeah, and it's an Aries too, so extra potent, extra direct. Thanks for the follow, No Name. And welcome everybody who is popping in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm a I'm a Virgo rising, and so I'm ruled by Mercury, my midheavens in Gemini. It has to do with speaking. And what's crazy is if you guys had met me like Izzy circa, I don't know, like 2022, you'd be like, huh? She can talk? Are we talking about the house 8? Not specifically, but we're talking about my placements, which my Mercury is in the 8th house. So by the way, for those of you who are just popping in, I go live every Sunday to talk about the astro forecast for the week ahead. That's what we're in and doing right now. If you cannot stay for the whole duration of this, or maybe you missed the first bit of this, I re-upload this to my YouTube, which is under the username Astramia. That's like my core business with my astrology. And on top of that, if you're like, I don't want to sit and listen, which it seems like some of you guys like my voice, so maybe you do. I do write all this out for my newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. It's where I write all the astrology I'm talking about presently and for lunations and guide you through the week ahead. It hits your inbox every Monday and it's totally free. So definitely after this, your homework is to subscribe there. It supports me. Yeah, I'm like, what other things do I have? My inner circle, which is a closed container of unique individuals who wish to be held by me through the lunations. So we're going to be gathering for this new moon in Taurus on the 16th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm more scared of this Pluto retrograde. Pluto retrogrades happen for about 50% of the year. It's always retrograde. It's like 50-50. So we already had a Pluto retrograde last year in Aquarius. Now, what's really interesting about this current Pluto retrograde is it's the only planet retrograde right now. So we're really feeling the unique, like, oh, that's what this feels like, instead of like all of the outer planets on top of it, where it was just kind of a clusterfuck last year. Let's be honest. We were talking about this more deeply in my inner circle. We were all talking about the effects of Pluto retrograde and how it's been hitting us personally. It's been so interesting for me. My digestive system sucks right now. Like literally I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, this is so wild. It's in my 6th house, so I'm not surprised that my body's like, haha, here. I'm like, what is happening? Anything I eat, my body's like, nope, I'm gonna make your stomach upset. So anyways, little TMI for you guys, but that's me. I'm always TMI. Why not? Back to your regularly programmed schedule. Program this, the astrology, what's happening. English is your second language. Hey, it takes time and practice. So I would encourage people, like, especially if English is like your second language or learning languages, talk out loud to yourself. I do it all the time. I sound crazy. Are we out of the woods? And no, oh baby, we're in the woods. Saturn and Neptune are both in Aries. Neptune's going to be in Aries for the next 14 years and Saturn for the next 2.5. I love it though. Thank fucking God. I was done with the Pisces energy. Love you guys, Pisces, but like I'm ready to like have my trophy and earn it for myself and not for the collective good of everybody. I'm ready to be selfish. I'm like, actually, I've been doing a lot of fucking work. It was a lot of freaking collective work. I'm like, actually, I earned this trophy myself. We're not giving out consolation prizes to those of you who are not doing any of the work. And again, my Mercury's in the 8th house and I'm a Mercury in Aries, so I'm just going to tell you real honest how I feel about it. What else about this new moon? I love that it's ruled by Saturn. And again, with the 7 of Pentacles energy, because it's in the 3rd decan, it really is this like, guys, like, I'm telling you the secret sauce of this new moon is like, whatever you desire to create long-term stability, right? That 10 of Pentacles energy, this new moon is really the energy to like drop into and to like choose to show up every day in devotion. If you could do it for 30 days from that new moon, or 28 days, right? The lunations do, it's 28 days, and show up in dedicated devotion to you, for you, you will be changed. You will be changed. And I always invite people, all my clients know this, all my friends know this, who are in the live. I see all of you guys. Start with a goddamn morning practice. Sit with yourself for 5 minutes every morning. If you keep your phone next to you on your bed, put it away. Your phone, don't let it take your attention first thing in the morning. Okay? Thank you guys for the follow. I love you guys. Like, just have a moment for you, please. Please. And it's Mother's Day. General advice. I mean, with the new moon in Taurus, I would, hey, no better starting time than like to plant a seed for like a new moon in Taurus, right? It really cultivates the energy in the physical terrain. Now I'm cooking up ideas. For those of you who are interested in being held more deeply by me, come join my inner circle. We have 10 spots left. I'm keeping it like a closed container of like a certain number of people because of the fact that like I really want to tend to the people that are showing up for me. Okay. So we have, I think, like 24 people. So there's like less than 10 spots left. So definitely pop in if you feel called. Otherwise, come join my Discord server. Now, last little transit that we're going to be talking about is on Sunday. Now, guys, I'm going to be so honest. The week of the 18th is going to be crazy. But of course, next Sunday, we'll come back and talk about it. Yeah, the inner circle is my own community space. It's a deeper layer of my community where I am more deeply involved with the work that I'm like, I don't know what to call you guys. For those of you in the inner circle, like inner circle members, the inner circle, circles, you guys, holding them more deeply, being more present, showing up more consistently. It's just more devotion from me to the people that want to work with me, be in my energy, be a part of the astrology, and ask questions too. Okay, let's jump ahead to the 17th. Welcome, Holly. On Sunday, the 17th, Mercury enters Gemini. Mercury is fucking flying right now. And if you guys didn't know this, all the Mercury retrogrades this year are going to be in water signs. So buckle up. I wrote about that a while ago on my newsletter. So Mercury is moving into Gemini. Venus is going to be making a sextile to Chiron. And interesting. Like there was a moment with a sextile to Mars as well. I didn't have that. What time was that at? Hold up. Let me look at my calendar. I'm like, that must be early morning. Venus, yeah. Venus is going to be sextile Chiron. And then what about Mars? Wait, what the friggin' hell? They missed that. Venus sextile Mars, hot and heavy, but then with the this is very interesting energy actually, with Venus making the sextile to Chiron and Mars loosely. Because of the fact that Venus in Gemini is this very excited energy again, and we're talking about the 17th here. There's always the character development doesn't stop, my love, Andrew. Don't stop. Do we want it to stop? No, but go live life too. A lot of the astrology's been talking about like, now go live your life. You've scratched at the wound enough. Like go enjoy life. Okay. Because you need more like experience to like dive deeper. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Mercury entering Gemini. Fuck yeah. Let's talk about that. Mercury entering Gemini is this fast paced, like mental clarity. And I fucking love it because on this day, Mercury is going to be conjunct Uranus. This Sunday, oh my gosh, guys, please come join the live on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday on the 17th, because I'm going to be so plugged in. You guys are going to, I'm so excited. Oh, my energy is going to be crazy. I can't wait to like see myself on that day because I'm ruled by Mercury. So Mercury in Gemini is already very deeply cerebral and very clear communication. What I like to think about, so let's talk about this for a moment. Mercury is more of the like, what is it? The mundane mind, and then Uranus is the higher mind. Okay, so Mercury is going to meet Uranus, and it's going to be like, it's like giving a kid like a bunch of sugar, but it's like a bunch of info. It's like info dumping, and it's like, here you go. Uranus is like, here, let me just like, this is what it kind of feels like. It's like Uranus has, if we were to personify the signs, so walk with me for a moment, guys, walk with me for a moment. Uranus has his like hand stuck in like an electrical socket and is just like mentally getting downloads from the collective. And then Mercury comes along and Uranus is like, here, hold my hand. You know how you would like run around on trampolines and like get all the static all built up? That's what Uranus has been doing this like crazy static thing. And for those of us who are like already freaking plugged in, we've been feeling this. This is about to bring like muggles, and I say that with so much love, onto the same level. It's going to be like some people might be awakening at this moment. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be like whoosh, and then the sun's going to be, this is so cool. I'm excited for this energy. By the way, I don't even look at the transits until I'm sitting live with you guys right here, right now. By the way, so you guys I don't prep for these. I just sit down and talk to you guys. More awakenings, more people. Hey, we need more people awake. Come on. And you're already ushered in, so you're about to help them. So get your shit together. Tasia. Get your you're like, shut up, Izzy. I'm doing my best. It's okay. So again, back to the like kids scooting around with socks on the trampoline. That's Uranus right now. And then it's like Mercury comes along and he's like, just put your finger to my finger. Just feel it. And then the electricity gets passed. And so it really is this like passing of knowledge, really deep, profound knowledge. Because Uranus and Gemini, I love this energy. Oh, fuck yeah, Sour Mommy. Let's fucking go, queen. So it's going to be this passing of knowledge, passing of the torch. This, for some people, like, watch your nervous system, watch how your mind goes, write down a lot of the stuff that's coming in, because this is going to be some direct, like literal, like downloads. since Uranus has entered Gemini for me, I'm like freaking plugged in all the time. I'm like, it doesn't stop. It's just there. It doesn't stop. Okay. And so I'm feeling that. And so on this Sunday, it's like, boom, here you go. Because then Mercury's moving quick enough. It's going to meet with Uranus and then is already scooting along. Not to mention, we have the moon in Gemini on this day, too. So much Gemini. And then the sun's going to be entering Gemini eventually. But let's talk about this like sextile that's happening with Venus to Chiron and Mars on this day as well. There's like... It's funny because I'm not gonna, I heard like sexual tension and I'm like crossing my arms, my like body language. I was just like, ooh, because come on, sextile is a very flirty, fun energy. And then when we look at like Mars and Aries, it's like, it makes me think of this thing that, background context, I have like such a beautiful relationship with my bonus dad, my brother. I have like really, really good men in my life. And so I have a deep desire to study and understand men so I can be supportive of the masculine. So I train martial arts. I've trained martial arts for a long time. I used to teach it. So I'm like interwoven in those spaces. And like the core energy of the masculine, or in this case, Mars, especially Mars and Aries, it's you either fuck or you fight. That's like the baseline energy of the masculine. It's fuck or fight. And I'm feeling Mars here, especially with Chiron. There's an insecurity here on this day because Chiron's still hanging out and it's kind of like, where do I go with this energy? Because there's still this like tender revelation of like kind of putting that masculine energy in its place a little bit around like, hey, we got to temper the, I just saw like putting Mars in like a business suit. It's like, we got to temper it. And it's like, but I want to be like this primal, like masculine energy. Guys, I'm going to get to my point here. Just give me a second. I got to build it up. Then Venus is in Gemini, which is this very flirty energy and this sextile. So there's going to be like this interesting like dance with the universe happening on this day of like, you know, flirty fun, but also like, I'm going to say like use your discernment because there's going to be some like wounds coming up with Chiron present as well. But it's like, I'm hearing like talking about your insecurities, talking about like this lack of action or lack of, I just had lack of action. So it keeps repeating in my head of like, how do we, this is confusing energy. Hold up. I gotta explain what's happening in my mind right now. It was like Spirit was drawing on like an etch-a-sketch and they're like, do you get it? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're drawing. So they like just shook it. They're like, okay, let's try again. I'm like, I'm not picking up what you're putting down. It's using words as like self-soothing. It's like, it's important to talk about like what has transpired the last couple days. So SB, I would look at your 10th house if you're thinking about career stuff. And again, these transits I'm talking about right now are pretty general. If you want a deeper dive of it being personalized for you, I write about that on my newsletter. I go into each rising sign. And additionally, so I would say this is more career oriented if you're a Virgo rising because it's in the 10th house. Thanks for the follow. This is, I'm like, this is just weird tension. It's almost like out of the blue, like insecure masculines popping up or you are the insecure masculine being like, I just need to like talk about my feelings, which is fine. We all have these parts within us. There's no shame when I'm talking about these things, but it's really just like, where have I pushed myself to the point of burnout that like now I need like the feminine, which is this Venus and Gemini, to like talk about it, talk about their feelings, talk about things. If you're a Gemini rising, it's your personality that's being altered, that this is like affecting. It's your identity, how you're perceived and how you perceive the world is shifting. I'm like, what else about this sextile? Cries in Libra rising. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, this is literally the energy of the sextile. It's like wanting to like be seen, but like not willing to take action. And then like wanting to like flirt and have fun, but like also being like, I don't know. It's very interesting. If Scorpio rising, hell yeah, Devin, let's go. Tired of being treated small. I'm going to flip that and say, where are you still treating yourself small? As within, so without. That's how we alchemize shit here. Okay, that's the astrology. I'm probably going to write more in depth on this come the newsletter. So if you guys want a deeper, more eloquent dive on all of this information that I talked about here, subscribe to my newsletter. Definitely, yeah, that's the best way you guys can support me. And if those of you who have been hanging out here, if you feel the call to get a reading with me, I would love the opportunity to dive into your natal chart. That's literally my favorite thing. So for those of you who are like, how do I subscribe? Let me show you guys. So when you guys click the link in my bio, it's going to take you to this page. You just pop your email address into here, right there. That is it. That is all. And if you want to join the inner circle, you can join there. You can join my Discord community. These are the May events that we have going on. We have a writer circle happening on the 12th. We have, this already happened. I need to remove that. So I'm glad I'm looking at this with you guys. This is all through the link in my bio, or you could go to links.astremia.me.com or .me. It's this. Oh, let me bring it down.